YouTube. I just is preparing live stream.
Okay.
And can you all see me? Because I can't see myself. And
No, we can't see you, Miss Barbara. I'm gonna turn this music down.
Come on, somewhere you can get up.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I can get up from here.
So maybe I need. Can you hear me?
If y'all want to ask a question, y'all can just come here.
Yes, we can. But your camera's not on, Miss Barbara.
Oh, it's not?
I hadn't even looked over.
Barbara's got it. Barbara's
What about now? No.
I'm sorry.
Barbara's
Karima, go ahead and play the music.
got it.
Okay.
Not easy to hear Barbara.
Come on.
We are gonna get started in about 2 minutes.
How do I get on the screen, folks?
That's how you get on.
Go ahead and click the camera icon. It'll say start video at the bottom.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Hey, Carl.
Start video. Oh, there. Okay, I see it. Chat. Thank you
Well, I
very
can-
much.
Yeah, no problem.
I can't
Awesome.
help you now, but you can come on up because we on. Come up.
Okay, James, go ahead and mute everybody. Well, mute
Yes.
everyone except
No, I'm saying.
Brian and our panelists. Well,
Okay.
mute Miss Grace. She's on the phone.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, what just happened? Okay. Everyone has to, the panelists, please unmute yourselves.
All right. Hello.
I can hear you guys. I can hear you.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Karima, go ahead and unmute yourself.
It is now 3 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and get started with Rezility Day number 2, sharing resilience with Rezility. We are very excited for our second edition of Rezility Day. We want to open up first with our CEO, Brian McLaughlin, to open up our program, let us know why we are here and why we are interested in building and restoring resilience in our communities. Brian?
Hi, thanks for that. I hope everybody can hear me okay. So we got a little bit of motion movement. Everybody's still trying to get plugged in and ready to watch and listen and talk. But I just want to say, just like everyone else, thanks for being here. I know there's lots of other things we could be doing right now, but a chance to sort of get together like this and share stories, hear perspectives, have a dialogue that we don't often get a chance to have a dialogue around, which is one that includes our direct family, our residents, the folks who are the heartbeat of who we are. So these are special times for us, and we appreciate everybody trying to figure out how to do this through technology. If the world were different, we'd love to do this in person. But I think this is just a testament to the whole point of Rezility, which is trying to be resilient. The whole concept of trying to figure out how we keep moving forward in the face of adversity, how we keep trying to look at pain and challenges as strengthening opportunities rather than as destructive opportunities. I really like that idea of that's what resilience is. I don't listen to Oprah all that much, but I happened one day to, in the middle of all of this period, listen into one of her broadcasts, and she spent a whole episode talking about resilience. And I really like the way she described it, which is exactly what I was saying. Resilience is this idea of saying we're going to have stuff slap us around, things that don't feel good. We're going to have pain. We're going to have sorrow. But resilience is the idea of looking at those moments as opportunities to strengthen who we are, rather than looking at those moments as ones that are going to destroy us and reduce us. So we're certainly in the face of a lot of challenge, a lot of pain, and a lot of difficulty. And the mindset of saying we're going to use it to actually strengthen us, make us better, bigger, stronger is a great idea. Easier said than done sometimes, but I like it as a direction. So Rezility at its core is this idea of exactly that. How do we keep plugging away? And so happy to be here. Great to be here. Welcome everybody. Enough from me, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Go ahead.
Great. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panelists today. We have joining us three wonderful, amazing seniors from our communities. First, Miss Grace Whitmire. She's a resident of the Overlook. Miss Whitmire has been a resident of the Overlook for 11 years. She's an active volunteer. She's helped establish the Senior Virtual Village Network, which is now a fully formed 501c3 entity that works with seniors across the properties in Ward 8. Next up, and you can wave Miss Grace so they know who you are on camera, those who are on camera. Then we have Miss Barbara Richardson. She is a resident of Park Montgomery. Miss Richardson has been a resident of Park Montgomery since 1977. She's been active in her community, always seeking to make it better, and working with SEVLA to improve her community. And last, but definitely not least, and Miss Barbara waves so everybody knows who you are on camera. Those who are on camera, there's Miss Barbara. And you can say hi, so you can come on. Okay, there you go. All right, then we have Miss, last but not least, Miss Patricia Williams of Edgewood Commons. Miss Williams is a resident, but also she is the ANC commissioner for Ward 5. She's very active, been active for many, many years. She runs the food program, the food pantry, along with several other food programs. I think she's now in the community center, just wrapping up the hot meals program. So I want to introduce to you our moderator for the program today, Miss Sharita Slayton. Sharita Slayton has a rich history of working with formerly CPDC and Rezility, and now is currently the chair of the Legacy Collaborative Senior Village in Ward 8 and the managing partner of Dynamic Solutions for the Aging. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today for the second rendition of Rezility Day. And welcome, Sharita Muhammad. Sharita Slayton, you can go ahead and get started.
Well, thank you so much, Karima. And I am happy that everyone has chosen to join us on this Friday afternoon. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Because I see that my screen has frozen, so I wanted to just make sure you all could hear me. So we're in the middle of two pandemics while we're trying to be resilient. So I really am grateful for Rezility understanding that and understanding how the COVID-19 pandemic may be affecting some of our most vulnerable residents, as this we're affecting and speaking with our seasoned citizens today. So I would like to ask the panel, how are you being impacted by COVID-19, this pandemic that is currently going on, and is it affecting you directly in your community?
Yes, it is. Here at the Overlook, we are a very active bunch. But since March, we have been shut down. Everything has shut down. We're used to doing a lot of volunteer work, helping the seniors, delivering food. We are also very social. At least once a month, we had an activity, where we had dancing, playing bingo, pajama parties, all those activities. We have a seating area here at the Overlook. So we came in one day and all the chairs had been taken out of the area. The tables turned upside down. So we have nowhere to meet. I can understand that, you know, it's for safety reasons, but we have nowhere to meet. You know, you see your neighbors now going and coming. Oh, I haven't seen you for 3 months. Where have you been? We've been in the house, you know, afraid to go out. So it has really, really, really taken a toll on me because I am a very active person. I am very outgoing. And I just love to go around checking on the seniors, giving them a hug or whatever. I can't do that now. So it has put me in a real mental state. For the last 3 months, I have been undergoing counseling, and that's helping, you know, that's helping. But I just feel so isolated and so lost. And then to make matters worse, thinking about what's going to happen in the future, in the wintertime. If I get a cough or if I get the flu, I'm going to think it's COVID. So I just don't know how I'm going to deal. You know, I really don't.
And that's real, Miss Grace. So I thank you so much for sharing that. And we're hearing the mental health needs during this time because isolation is a serious issue. Will any of our other panelists like to share their concerns at this time?
Hello, everybody. Yes. You know what? I can only piggyback on what Grace said, that everyone is on shutdown. I mean, you don't see the people. Now, they do have up at the church that you can go and get meals. Sometimes I'll go up and I'll get them and I'll share, but people really don't want to accept the food. Now, they're so afraid that maybe something will come in on the food or whatever. So, like you said, it's people are really afraid. They just maybe go to the store and sometimes you can't even because they don't want you to touch anything. It's terrible. You don't see anyone like I said, I go about and see how people are doing, but you don't see anyone. You can't say hi to anyone, maybe every once in a while. And it's really terrible, you know?
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Ms. Williams, you were getting ready to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I needed that break.
I apologize.
No problem. No problem at all. Now, my biggest concern as far as this pandemic role is making sure that I've been trying to make sure that my seniors and single family homes have enough to maintain them during this pandemic. And I'm finding it that it's relatively hard to get it brought into the neighborhood. That's about it. I'm trying to overcome those factors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can get out of it and come back.
Overcome factors.
There you go.
Was there any other comments from my panelists concerning that? And I know it's real frightening in our community, particularly due to the health disparities that the numbers are showing how it is affecting our community. And initially, the information shared stated that the senior population was our most vulnerable population. And now we're finding out that that is not necessarily the fact, that it's affecting various age groups. And now there are various symptoms. So we thank you so much for sharing that information, and it helps Enterprise and Rezility to continue to provide you all with resources and information as far as therapeutic programs and opportunities that the city is offering, as well as various resources. So please continue to reach out and share that information through the Rezility app of what your needs are. And if you wish to share also some resources that you have found out to be very beneficial, that is also very important to share, because part of resilience is us reaching out to our community neighbors and friends as best we can, and technology may be the way to do that at this time. So we have another question as I'm looking at our panelists of African American women, and we've just had an information shared concerning that we now have an African American candidate as vice president. And when we talk about resilience and our current pandemics, racism, as well as COVID, how are you all affected, or how do you all feel about that as seniors and looking at how things have transpired over the years?
I'm very positive. Looking back on how far we have come as women, period. I never thought in my lifetime I would see a Black president. Now there's a possibility of us having a Black female vice president. I am just, I can't put it into words. I really can't. I am 75 years old, so you know I've lived through a lot. When I was coming up in South Carolina, I remember Martin Luther King, and I remember Kennedy, George Wallace, when they was trying to get those little Black girls to cross the threshold at the school to integrate the schools. So all that comes flooding back. And just to see how far we've come, you know, it's just you just can't describe the feelings. And you know, I just can't say. Yeah.
But I would also like to say that that we have come a long ways, and it's just so good that we have a vice president. Hopefully, I'm going to say that we have the vice president, a Black vice president, but it's still when you go on the job, and the people that are still working now, I'm retired. But when you go on the job, when it comes to the Black women, they always say, "Oh, there's a glass ceiling." I mean, we have the money, and the money is low. So we have a long ways to go. I mean, like Grace was saying, back in the day, I came along with Dr. King in the 60s. And things were somewhat like they were with George Floyd. I mean, the demonstrations and everything, but then it hides its ugly head. It eases away until something or someone come along to give a prestige or something for it to come out again. So it's still there. I mean, maybe people gotta just get to the root of the matter. I don't know how. I mean, because everybody's doing the best they can. But, you know, it's still there. It really is. I'm saying prejudice and not being able to, get two people can come in and apply for a job. I know I'm dancing all over, but two people can come in and apply for a job. Guess who will get that job? Both may be high, but one person will have more money, and that's because of the glass ceiling that they will tell you. And so I still think it's here, and we have Black people have a long ways to go, you know.
Okay. Ms. Williams, were you getting ready to say something? I think you're on mute, Ms.
You're on mute, Ms. Williams.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. I kept saying it was telling me, what I have to say, I can't go back that far because there's my history sitting in front of me speaking today. But what I have dealt with in my little short amount of time is that racism, I'm glad, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to be heartless about it, but George Floyd opened up the eyes to the world so they can really get a clue of what's actually going on amongst the Black race and the biggest complaint that we have. What I'm hoping for now is that my grandson is having a sing-along day today. What I'm glad about now, what I'm hoping for now is that we as a community can take this moment and push ourselves forward. Push ourselves forward.
I hope
Okay.
so.
That's what I'm hoping and praying for, that we can move forward. Take this and elevate ourselves. Elevate the situation. Stop accepting, stop comparing. We need to stop comparing and let's elevate. I'm all about elevation. I'm all about elevation. And that's what I'm practicing around here with these young folks today that really not listening. They're really not listening. That's all I had to say.
Well, I think we are also confronted with new information and things that have to be shared, as you stated, Ms. Williams, that the George Floyd issue, circumstance, situation opened up a lot of eyes, and it's also people are getting re-educated and information. And speaking on education, we're also in a time where we're now having our children, and I hear you with your grandson, that we're doing distance learning. And so how are you, any of the grandparents having to deal with the digital divide or having to work with their grandchildren during this time with them being away from school to help to support their learning process?
No, I don't have to get involved in that.
Okay. Anyone else wish to respond? I think you're muted again, Ms. Williams.
She is. Okay.
There we go. Every time I try to unmute, it says y'all have to unmute me. The digital, I have two bright young ladies as daughters. And I had to be on top of it so that they wouldn't get over on me. So, yes, I do the virtual learning with him. I think I have more fun than he does.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I love it. I love it. Because, see, my grandchild is on a scale of autism.
Mm-hmm.
And he's nonverbal. That's why you hear all that noise making. But we working on vocabulary and it's growing. So I'm tired.
Well, I applaud everyone for the efforts that they're making, because we're all having to make shifts and changes because the home has now become the classroom, the workplace, as well as where we live. So you're trying to find a schedule and a time to make that work. And if you're talking about resilience, that is resilience. And so we thank you, as well as you also still are giving back to your communities. So can you all share some of the things that you are doing to help your communities while during these pandemics at this time?
Well, since March 15th up until June 8th, along with myself and 5 volunteers from the Legacy, we delivered 135 meals a day to 5 days a week to the seniors here at the Overlook. We had to do it from my house, from my apartment, because everything was shut down. So I just moved the sofa, put a table in, put chairs in, and we came in every day. We had a person from each floor, 1st through the 7th floor. So we had one person, one volunteer from each floor to deliver the meals. We did that from March 15th through June 8th. Currently, along with Ms. Winston and her volunteers, they are delivering meals to seniors, 80 meals on Thursday to seniors and families here at the Overlook. We also have a program that we call Neighbor to Neighbor, where we check on our neighbors. If we don't see a neighbor within 2 or 3 days or whatever, which we might not see them, but we always ask, have you seen this person? Have you seen this person? If that person hadn't been seen, then we will check with them. Sometimes we'll even go check in the rent office. You know, I know they can't give us any information, any personal information, but they can tell us, the concierge can say, well, I saw them leave this morning, whatever. So we are really keeping busy from afar.
Well, thank you so much for all that you're doing. I'm sure that's very important to your neighbors. Where are you currently getting the food from that you're distributing?
Well, from the food that we distributed in March through June, it came from the World Food Bank Organization through the Legacy and Councilman Trayon White. Where did we get the food from? Martha's Table. Martha's Table. Okay. The food that we deliver once a week, that Miss Winston delivers once a week.
Now you shared that you're providing that food to the seniors. Is there a process for the youth or younger residents to be also getting food?
Well, actually, we started out just with the seniors. Then Miss Winston included the residents, the family side. So we are sharing. And when we was delivering through the World Food Organization, it just wasn't anybody who wanted a meal, they got it. Whether, you know, no matter what your age, but we only delivered to the seniors. But if you wanted a meal, all you had to do was ask and we gave it to you. We shared. Yeah.
That's
Which is a good thing, because I always say that, and you've heard this before, there's a divide here between the families and the seniors, and I don't like that. You know, it's them and us. And I've always said, maintain, I don't like that. You know, we should be like a family, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're breaking down that divide by extending the food to them and not just to the seniors. So that's making a difference. And so thank you for being a leader in that. I see Miss Williams is ready. It looks like she's
finally unmuted.
Yes.
I also had distribute hot meals Monday through Friday. I get an average of 250 meals per day. They was supposed to be giving them to the seniors, but I'm seeing now the children are coming to pick up meals. Families are picking up meals. And it's a beautiful experience. Right now, I'm in the middle of, I got produce boxes I'm trying to get rid of right now. So that's my busyness on this end. That's why I keep putting you on mute, putting myself on mute. So need somebody with need a produce box, send them to me right now. I got about 40, 50 more boxes left.
And that's another example of resilience in that you all have actually opened up your homes and you're using that as a storing space and a distribution center. So thank you so much. And so that Miss Richardson, were you getting ready to say something before I ask the next question?
No, because my audio keep popping in and out, and this is someone is calling me and letting me know that they cannot hear. That's why I'm on the telephone. They're talking to me, trying to get me back home.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm not having a personal phone call.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you sharing what you have and what you will soon. Karima, so those are the panel questions. Do we have some questions from all of the participants on the phone or some comments?
No, nothing yet. But if you do have a question, anyone who's on the Zoom call now, please put your question in chat and we can get to that.
Okay.
Can
Yes.
I ask a question?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Geographically, what areas are represented here today? Any way of knowing?
Yeah, so right now, the residents that we have on the phone represent Maryland, properties in Maryland and DC. Where are you from?
Pennsylvania?
Oh, thank you so much for joining.
Well,
Yeah.
I read your flyer that came out a few days ago.
Oh, wonderful.
Awesome.
You're talking about Meals on Wheels. That's the term we use here, Meals on Wheels. We have about 110, 115 residents. The meals are brought to our place by a local senior center, and I would estimate about 10% of our residents participate in that. There are no children in this building, so it's pretty much a single individual in each apartment that receives this food. But fortunately, the residents don't have to really do anything except answer the door. But I was just curious as to the geographical makeup of the panel here today. Okay, that's about all I had to say.
Mr. Dawson, do you have any other comments on some of the other questions? We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts as well on some things that we already asked the panel.
Okay. Well, as far as the seclusion is concerned, yes, we've experienced it here too. And I had to chuckle when I heard the lady earlier say that she discovered one morning or one day that all the tables had been turned upside down and the room was unusable. And that was the case here. There was no advance notice. Locks were put on doors of the exercise room and the library and the television room. We didn't have any explanation, but there was pretty obvious what the reason was. And those good portion of the building is still locked down, except for the exercise room. Our large community room is only able now to handle, I think, about 6 individuals, as opposed to as many as 50 in the past. So we're all living in a very small world, and that's just part of the game. And I think a lot of the people here, including me, have grown to get used to it. And I guess that's the reality of it all.
Mr. Dawson, thank you so much for sharing that. And so I also have a question. We're talking about how we're dealing with our residents and our neighbors. How are you all communicating with your families?
Well, up until recently, families were discouraged or not. I won't say they were not permitted, but they were discouraged from visiting. But here a week or two ago, that restriction was lifted. I see a large number of families coming and going, some simply delivering food for the residents, some making a social visit of it. But it's not quite as active as it was prior to March.
Dawson, I think she was referring to the family within our building. Is that correct?
No, that he can share that, but I was asking as far as how is he interacting with his family and the visits that they once had and reaching out and having your family visit. So yes, Mr. Dawson, that was
fewer family visits now. Yes.
Yeah.
Much fewer. My children used to visit me every week, sometimes a couple times a week, but now they're not so enthusiastic. So I visit with them. They come here, but not as frequently as before. So it's definitely toned down. Yes.
So are you all using technology a little more?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I have a weekly Zoom session with my family. I don't have as many as I see here, but we do keep in touch every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that works out very well. We run out of things to talk about, but that's part of the game. So this is very interesting. And who's the moderator here? I lost that.
My name is Sharita Slayton. I'm the one in the yellow, if you can see me on the screen.
Oh, yes. And are you employed by Enterprise?
I once was. I am no longer.
Okay.
Yes.
And the gentleman that opened this session, whose picture, Mr. McLaughlin, is it? Is he?
Yes.
What is his role? Oh, Brian, there you are. What is your role, Brian?
I ask myself that question every day, Dawson. I am a bit of a leader of this group of folks that work every day to help make your lives TikTok the way that I think you'd want them to TikTok. We are a big group of over 400 folks, and I think listening today, we have probably 25 or so of us that are here just because we appreciate these rare opportunities to hear from you and get your perspective on how things are going. So I'm part of the leadership team that tries to make sure that we're all going to make it through this just fine.
Are you a resident? You're not a resident, however.
They won't let me move in. No, no. I live in Maryland. I used to live up in Pennsylvania.
You're employed by Enterprise?
I'm employed by Enterprise. Indeed.
Very well. Okay. Well, I, for one, read all your literature that comes out each week. I don't know how many other people read this material, but I certainly do. And that's why I'm here today.
Great.
Well, I don't want to take any more time. Somebody else can sound off.
Appreciate it.
I'm on mute.
Okay, I saw Mr. Jimmy raised his hand. Mr. Jimmy, can you hear us? I think you're on the phone. While we wait for Mr. Jimmy to come on, it's been about 5 months since this pandemic began. How does everyone feel overall? Maybe on a scale from 1 to 10, how are you all holding up? Anyone can respond. We can unmute everyone so that we can make sure that we're capturing all the that may be on the phone.
Looks like everyone
Anyone that wants to speak, go ahead and unmute yourself and go ahead and share your thoughts on that question.
Remember, they're asking if you can repeat the question.
Sure. How are you all holding up? That's the question. It's been about 5 months into this pandemic, where Ms. Grace talked about some of the seniors experiencing social isolation, and there's issues related to having access to food. How are you all holding up on a scale from 1 to 10? Let's say 10 being great, superb, excellent, and 1 being not good. Pretty bad. We need to get you some support.
Most of the time, I'm at about a 7 on a good day, and I have support. If I feel I go lower, then I have a plan set through my therapist where I can finally go out and ask for help. So, and I am resilient. I
down the hallway.
I pivoted
all the way down
times or more during my
life.
Make a left. So I'm
right at the elevators. You'll see the door.
I'm not on
Well, I'm at a 3. Do y'all offer spa day? I need a spa week. Bottle and a spa week.
Well, I can say I'm maybe about a 4 because one of the things that happened to me in June was my grandson was graduating. I didn't get a chance to go down and see him. That really made me feel really bad, which I had nothing I could do about it. And then on the whole, I mean, like the doctor's appointments, you go into a store, that's the only place you can't go. I usually, I'll go see my friends. Well, I only have 2 good friends. I visit them, they'll visit me. I mean, you just feel like you're stuck in a tunnel, So I said maybe mine is a 4. And that's it. I'll be so glad when this is over, if it's over. And when they find you can be vaccinated or whatever. They can come forward with something so you can open you back up, because I'm usually out and about. We have our meetings. We have like downstairs. We have our community stuff, but we can't have any of that for a long time. It's been like Miss Williams was saying. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, you're just stuck in the house. You come by, some people are leaving their shoes outside. They don't even want to walk into their own house. So you know how they feel if someone else can, which I really wouldn't. I don't go. But for you to go in and say, how you doing? You can't do that, So I'll be glad when it's quiet down or it's over.
Okay, any other comments from any other? Oh, go ahead.
Okay, my sentiments on this pandemic. I didn't venture out that much, but I did go socially a lot, and I find that is affecting me quite a bit. But I'm just beginning because last month, the month of July, I was able to travel. My daughter came to pick me up and took me home because I have two great grandsons that were born into my family after 30-some years. So I went to see them, and I was astonished at all the people that were still out driving and in the stores. When I did venture out to the stores, people are out there and they are not, caring for what's going on. And I did notice one thing that really perturbed me at the rest stop. The lady had a dog, and she took the dog, to do with it, but it was in the area where people walk. And she did not pick up what he did. She did not pick it up. And that really disturbed me because, people walking in that grass, and she didn't care, because she didn't care. Because if and this is an effect on me seeing this. And if I was close to her, I think I would have said something to her because, they're not thinking. The people are not thinking. And I'm seeing that they are not thinking of what's going on. In the stores, they have the stores directive for you to go up one aisle, you go down the other aisle. The people are not looking at this. They're just going in. If you meet them down the up aisle, I just stand still and let them pass me. That's why I really don't want to go out, but I got to go out. I have to pick up my medicine, have to get groceries. It's disturbing because I was talking with another lady this morning about it. We are not caring. It's a no care. And we need to focus on caring for others and for yourself. If you're not caring for others, care about yourself, stay in. If you don't have to go out there, don't have to be out there, don't go out there. That's the way I feel. And I hope if this winter is coming, this will be a long winter. And I think this thing is not going to clear up right now. And we got to think on it. And we're not thinking. The young is not thinking on it. And they don't care. They don't care because a lot of people go out there and they don't wear the mask. I wear my mask. I'm about choking to death, but I wear it because it's a protection for me, because I know God spare me. I'm 79 years old. On the 13th of October, I will be 80. And I'm looking forward to reaching that 80. Thank the Lord, to the Lord and to everybody. This is my thing. I love people. I like to be around them. But right now, I'm just going to have to go back and shift into being alone, And I don't like that because when you're here, and especially living alone, it is kind of disturbing. It is kind of disturbing. I don't like it, but I have to do it until this thing is over with.
Everyone has kind of touched on the importance of having food as well as medication and then isolation. So what would you say is your biggest concern or where you're feeling the biggest pain? Is it with food, getting your medicine, or is it with not having the opportunity to communicate and socialize with individuals as you once did?
Socializing with the individuals like you used to.
Yeah, I think
Getting
so
your
too.
medicine. Able to get your medicine.
You
Right
have
now.
problems with that?
Beg your pardon? Yes.
Miss Florenstein, go on.
Yes. I'm a 79-year-old senior at the Overlook, and I think I'm at an 8 because I go to the Congress Heights Senior Wellness Center, and I'm on Zoom every day. But the main thing is we have the volunteers here. We get everything. Marie Winston, Gracie, all of them. They just help us so much. You know what? We have so much food. So by the time I get out of here, they're gonna have to cut the door down and get me out, you know. But and I worry about them because they are doing something all day long out there helping us, back and forth and everything. And I really think they should be applauded. So I'm just sometimes I'm stressed, but like I say, I have to be thankful. So just take one day at a time and I bless them because they really helped us so much.
That's beautiful. We have a bunch of questions actually from other folks on the call. Ivana wants to know, what are you doing to self-care? So as you continue to answer the question related to how you feel, maybe you can also answer some of the things that you're doing to self-care.
Well, every morning when I get up, I drink hot water to make sure my lungs are open. I drink green tea, ginger tea. I try to eat the meals. I say we get meals. We eat, and we have the vegetables and everything, and we're not hungry, and we're able to share it with others as well. But I put aspirin cream on me because I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I have a pacemaker. So I only go out when I have to. But when I get out there, I love it so much. I'm breathing in the air, you know, whatever. I said, what's going to happen is going to happen. I just take one day at a time. But we're making it here pretty good.
I'll also add to the question group, how has the pandemic changed the way you engage with your medical care providers? I think some of you have touched on that a little bit. Again, as you speak about how you're feeling now and what you're doing for self-care, if you can also talk about how you're engaging with your medical care providers, that's another question.
Well, Friday was my first time going out to get my blood work done. And I went in there, and at first I was skeptical. I was saying, I hope I didn't have a temperature, but when I got in there, everything was fine. And I went and got my blood work done and came home. So God is good.
I was able to have an online visit with my doctor, which was the first time. I hadn't been to the doctor since February. So that was my first experience with my doctor online. When I got my bill, this is the thing what hit me. That bill was a lot of money for her talking to me over the phone and a short while for me going to her. It was more. And I was really shocked. I said, what in the world? She was just talking to me over the phone and charged me $15. I just can't understand that. I'm really shocked at that. Goodness, I'd be glad when I be able to go back to her physically, because I think the pay would be a little less to her. But I was really shocked at that. Oh my goodness. And I'm supposed to go get some blood work done. I haven't gotten that done because I'm just dreading going out there, but I got to go. But that doctor. Oh,
well, I see one doctor through Duo. I don't like Zoom and all that stuff. You know, I have to get used to it. So my other doctors, I do a telephone call, right? But with my pain doctor, they have to see me. So I had to have to do duo. And that's once a month. And the reason they have to see me is because they say they can tell by my expression and stuff, you know, my pain level and stuff. So I haven't seen a doctor in person since December. Yeah, so they call me and see how I'm doing, and then they send my prescription to the giant pharmacy. And you know, which is okay with me because I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Hi, this is Swinston at the Overlook. I agree with Robin.
I don't think they can hear you.
I don't think
We can hear Miss Grace.
You can hear. Okay, go on.
Yes.
And I agree with Miss Robin about that bill because I got one day before yesterday. And I was saying, nah, what is this bill? And it dawned on me that the doctor did call me. And like you said, I thought it was the main office fee. And it looked like it was 3 times over that. I said, well, where did I go to New York somewhere, you know? I said, this bill don't have no business being like that, but I guess it was in-house. I'm assuming they might charge more for in-house than they do when, I mean, you know, when you go to the doctor's office, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of keep busy. I'm like at a 7 due to the fact that my son is sick, so I have to worry about him and go see him and see that he gets, you know, if I have to pick up his medicine or something and take to him. And then I'm busy, like it was saying with the food here. And now we starting getting vegetables, which is a nice bag because you get everything, cabbage, corn, tomatoes, piece of fruit and all. Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the young lady has started giving us salads. So it's a healthy salad. So when she came on yesterday, she said she would like to increase it to 50 on Tuesday. And so therefore it will go out to the seniors and the upper floors. I will call people down because I do deal with several people on the resident side that do come down and will be able to get a bag, you know, and they get a vegetable bag also. You know, you got some that say, no, thank you, let someone else have it. But it's a lot of the younger ones would say it. I guess they don't do a lot of cooking, but if the older ones, middle-aged ones come down, they usually get a bag and all. So, and this is every Thursday that they get a bag. So I keep kind of busy. Plus I do have family members that I call, but we are running in the same age and some 80 and we're all in the 80 bracket. So this is relative. So I try to keep up with them and we talk to each other every other day. I have a play mother that's 90 something. So I try to keep up with her. So I've been kind of busy, you know, but I'm at a 7, so I try to keep going, you know. I have to thank God every morning that I wake up. Once I open my eyes, it's the first person I have to thank for letting us wake up because there's so many of us is leaving, has gone on, you know.
Yeah. Well, as we're dwindling down this conversation, it's been a great discussion. But we also are aware of that there's an election coming up. Oh. And they're speaking of that we have to vote through the mail. How are you all, do you all feel comfortable with that? Have you all verified that you are registered to vote? Do you feel secure and comfortable in doing that through the mail?
Yes, we voted absentee ballot here. And we're doing fine. I think everybody signed the second thing, the second sentence, which well, they'll send us our votes, you know, they'll just send it to us in the mail. So, because they just sent us another ballot, you know, to see if your name was right, everything was right. And they said if it is, just disregard it, but they shouldn't have really sent that because a lot of people are not understanding it.
Yeah, and they even
I, on the
shared
other
that
hand,
there
I'm
was
not
an
sure
error
I can
on
do
there
it.
because the
Yes,
information was incorrect. You could not mail it back
But
for
that's okay. I
verification.
actually, this is the beauty of Zoom. I
Mhm.
I hear someone else speaking.
Yes, because I'm on the ballot, I am registered to vote, and I had a gentleman, the Board of Elections, to come out here. They set up a stand to make sure everybody was registered, and if you didn't want to talk to them, I have the registration form and the absentee ballot form. I'll make sure these people, my community, is well registered because I'm on the ballot. Vote for me in November, y'all.
all right.
I'm feeling a little iffy about all this mail-in ballots and stuff, especially with what's going on with the post office. But I decided this morning that even I'm gonna share this with you all. Even if you opted for a mail-in ballot, you can take that ballot to the voting place and just tell them that you want to vote in person. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And another thing I'm going to do is any senior in the building who is like not confident that it might go through the post office, then we'll get a team together and volunteer to take the ballots to a drop-off point. Through hook or crook, we're going to vote and we're going to get our vote in. So one way or the other,
yes.
one way or the other,
Well,
you know, we will be heard. We will be heard.
I requested for the Board of Elections to bring out an official person and the box to collect all those mail-in ballots and take them back personally.
Okay, I'll talk to you about that, Patricia. I'll
Yes,
call
ma'am.
you about that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe I want to use my gas to drop them off.
That sounds neat. That is neat.
We have one question. Oh,
I had requested in writing that at least could they drop the ballot box off and have an official standing there to each senior building in the district. They told me I was pushing it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you got these people training to be at the voters places, and in Ward 5, it's only 2 places. They redesigned it so it's only 2 places you can go vote outside of mail-in and whatever, drop off. I apologize.
We're hearing comments about how the system is working in DC. Mr. Dawson, you want to share anything about Pennsylvania and how you're feeling about the mail-in? I think you need to unmute.
Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, personally, I'm very concerned as to whether the postal system can handle the traffic if a lot of people use a mail-in ballot. So consequently, I don't have any enough confidence in the system to use that mode. So I personally plan to vote live. And I'm not concerned about corruption or dishonest practices as much as I am the post office just being absolutely overwhelmed.
Yes.
They're under a lot of load today with a normal load. How are they going to do this if we get a 20 or 30 or 40% increase in mail volume because of the ballots? So I'm going to vote live.
Yeah.
Well, we're at 3:56. I thank you all so much for this discussion and sharing your comments and your personal stories, because that's how we get through. And we all can continue to share. I'm sure Rezility will share some platforms and information of what they're going to do next. So I'm going to turn this back over to Karima, and I thank you all, and I hope everyone continues to stay safe and healthy and stay encouraged.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Hey,
you.
oh, don't leave yet. Yeah, don't go yet. We want to, I'm going to introduce James. He's on the Rezility team to show you how we can connect via Rezility. So Rezility is a mobile app. If you haven't downloaded it on your mobile phone, please do so. You have access to resources, but also we want to continue this conversation on Rezility. It's a platform where you can stay connected and stay engaged, and he's going to show you how to do that now.
Hey guys, so I'm James, as you just heard. So we created 2 groups for our Rezility users, and hopefully, if you guys aren't currently on Rezility, that you can go ahead and join. For those that are calling in on your phones, you can also give us a call at 202-556-3552 if you want us to help you join Rezility later on. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can connect with me or Karima on our Rezility app. I'm going to share my screen currently. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Could you repeat that number again, please?
Yeah. 202
202
556
556
3552. And it's actually looking like I cannot. Karima, can you allow me to share my screen? So we've created 2 groups. One is going to be our resources groups or community resources group. This is a group for residents to share resources that they've currently used in their community or that they've used personally. And we are making a community needs group. So this will help us at Rezility and Enterprise understand what you guys are currently in need of and how we can help you get it. And you guys can kind of, and we'll be active in that chat as well. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys my Rezility page, and this is how you can add me, James Jackson, on Rezility, and then I can add you to our groups. I have a bunch of stuff open, so I think right now. Oh, I accidentally closed it out. Let me go back.
So while James is,
I accidentally closed it out. Can you go back and?
No problem. There was one question that I thought came through that was really good. Are there other types of information or literature that you would like to see? I know Mr. Dawson mentioned that he reads everything that comes from property management and from ECD. What other type of information would you like to receive? That whether it's through Rezility Mobile or just at your door via information, paper information.
Well, I would like to know what's going on with Enterprise. You know, we don't hear anything about what's going on. Is there some type of newsletter or something?
Did you call me, Sophia?
No, that's great. We have to do better about sharing it out, and that's something to definitely consider. Okay, James is ready. Go ahead.
I'll second that. About information.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm sorry to cut you off, Miss Grace.
Oh, you didn't eat it.
Oh, fine. No, I was finished.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Why is it, okay.
Yeah.
So if you do have the Rezility application, what you'll want to do is go into your home screen, and there's a chat button at the bottom left, and I'm going to click that. And as you can see, the messages pop up here, and there's a plus button at the top right. and you want to click that plus button, and you can type in my name, which is James Jackson. I'm gonna type that name out for you guys. Or you can type in Karima's name, which is Karima Muhammad. So since I'm James Jackson, I can't click myself, but you see here at the bottom, there's a connect button. So I'm already connected with Karima. Go ahead and
connect with Dawood. That's my son.
I'll go ahead and connect with Dawood. And it should look something like this. And then when you get a verification that you've connected with someone, so I've connected with Mr. Jimmy already, he's in the call, James Jones, and it'll say you're now connected to James Jones. So you'll see that if you go ahead and try to connect with me or Karima. And we're gonna add you into groups. So there's another tab you see here, there's a messages tab and there's a groups tab. And so you'll be able to see our group. So we already have a Rezility Day senior group that we have. And we're gonna add you into our community needs group and community resources group at the end of this call. So if you guys could go ahead and let us know if you would like to be in those groups, let us know in the comments like which group you want to be in, so that there's a needs group and the resources group, or you can be in both. I think I'm going to just try and add everyone in the group, if that's okay with you guys, and let me know if there's any questions.
All right, we're a little bit over. We didn't want to go over, but I definitely appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, if you haven't already downloaded Rezility, please do so. If you need help downloading Rezility, just give us a call, 202-556-3552. And in conclusion, I want to bring our CEO, Brian McLaughlin, back on to just close us out. And again, thank you so much.
Well, look, I won't drag it on. I think the appreciation that we have for you all doing this should be evident on all of our faces. So I would just ask that anybody on my team that still has their screen off, if you just want to turn it on for a second so folks can see your face in real time, I think that would be great, because I think we're all smiles for the chance to really be part of these conversations with you. So for those of you still getting used to Zoom, you can kind of move the screen around and see our faces. Look, we're part of a national effort to make sure at least 1 million people, new folks, are registered to vote for this election. And we're focused on the folks that are part of the apartment community. So it's really an effort to get 1 million apartment renters, particularly folks that we often write off, who include some of us. How do we make sure we're all registered to vote? So you're going to hear a lot more from us about making sure that we don't miss this election. This is critical, like all elections, and it's part of living in a democracy. So thanks for hearing from you all about your thoughts on mail-in and on voting. Thanks for giving us real honest feedback about materials and information we could share with you in a better way. And we look forward to doing this again. This is part of how we get better, by hearing you and being part of these conversations. So thanks for giving up part of your Friday. I like the Fry week, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to make every day feel like a Friday for a week. I'll see if I can pull that off. Thanks for that, Pat. But thanks so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back on next week. Thank you, and please join the conversation on Rezility.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 It's so good to see you, Miss Janice.
Okay.
Thank you, Gracie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here's my crew.
Yay, Miss Winston. Thank you, Miss Winston.
Bye-bye, Miss Winston.
We've got Miss Pat
I'm
here.
gonna hurt you.
They can see you.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Miss Pat, be good.
He over here having himself a ball. Little boy.
I'm gonna leave y'all.
Okay, y'all can stay on and keep talking. I'm gone.
Okay, bye.
I'm signing off.
See you, Karima.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. So long.
Hello. As soon as I figure out how to do this. My first time on my phone with this.
You press the top part and it will say leave.
Mm-hmm.
James, are we finished?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Barber.
Okay,
Great
bye.
job. Bye.
Oh, I got, like I said, I kept interrupting people, and then I got scared. Now I don't want to interrupt anyone.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Like there were some people that were worried that you couldn't be heard, and I didn't think that was the problem. I think we could hear you. We could hear you fine. So I think that's what Sebla was trying to do. She was trying to call you, or you were trying to call you.
Yeah, that's what she was talking. When I hit the telephone, she was telling me that, she was telling me to unmute, mute, and and I didn't want you to think that I was having a personal conversation.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Someone told me to just come back on.
Yeah, I just wanted to stay till the end to make sure everybody was okay.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Miss Richardson. You did great.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah.
I got kind of quiet on the end, but I'll loud it up again.
Yeah, you did great. We got to keep going.
Have a nice weekend.
Okay, you too.
You too.
Okay, and be careful out there.
Okay, you too. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Are you gonna join Miss Barbara?
Yes.
Are you gonna join the chat group when I send it to you?
Yes, you mean next Friday?
No, I'm gonna add you to the group so we can continue this conversation on Rezility. Are you gonna be on there? On your phone?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Okay.
now next Friday early is according to what early I have another doctor's appointment at maybe about 10 o'clock. But after then I can come home. It's according to what time it'll be. But after then I'm good to go. There'll be no problem.
I'm gonna send you a request on on Rezility.
Okay.
Are you on Rezility?
No, but you know what? I'm gonna call you after, maybe I'll say maybe Monday or Tuesday.
You got the number?
So I can get on Rezility.
Yeah, you got the number that I gave out? You wrote it down?
Yes, the 202 number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, I have that.
Okay, good. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.
And same to you. I'll be talking maybe Monday or Tuesday. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll talk on Monday then.
Okay, then. So you have a nice one.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So glad it's done.
That we needed a regular babysitter and care.